Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Norman from Cortex R&D. This is the KTL Introduction tutorial part 2. Let's see what the RVR keyword is. It stands for refresh views after refresh. This is when you want to refresh a view and link other views also to be refreshed. For example, this one here has underscore RVR equals search clients. That means that when you refresh this view, it will also refresh this one. So look at the timestamp, 11:32 everywhere. If I refresh this one, just by clicking a search, we'll do a refresh. You see, this one has refreshed also, but not this one. So now let's add stores also. Refresh. So now both on each side will be also refreshed. Okay. Okay. The next one is RVS, refresh views after submit. So in this page we have 3 views, form here and 2 other grids, not tables anymore. Remember, we have to adapt our new vocabulary. Okay, so when I submit this, I want to refresh the 2 views to see the changes of the submit. So let's try, let's put some stuff there. I bought some goggles, and Joni, and she paid like $29. Okay, so submit, check the timestamps, and the data will be sorted so you see the most recent transaction at the top. Here you go. Johnny's here. She bought the goggles. So that's how you link submit to other views. And by the way, this looks like this. RVS equals purchases and client sales. The order is not important, of course. I was on the forum maybe a week ago, and John 1 asked this question, question number 13.8.16. Is there a way to set must be unique but have some exceptions? So my answer was there, and I came up with a new keyword for this. It's UVX, unique values exceptions, and we'll see how this works. Let's say my store has some items for sale, and of course, as we know, they have a SKU, and each SKU must be unique. Okay, usually you would have this checked, but since we want to have exceptions, we'll leave this off. I'm going to add this keyword in the description of the field. Unique values exception equals NA, not applicable, or in this case, I add also the option of having more than one keyword. In this case, 2. The second one is eval for evaluation. The item is being evaluated by the owner of the store, and I decided to add a second one, like item. Again, the item name could be NA or sample. Okay. So when you add this, next you go to the form where you add the new item, and you want to check if this SKU already exists or the item name already exists. So the way you do this, you add a search view at the bottom, displays in a grid. And the search input must be the 2 fields that we just set in the object before. It must be an exact match on both. Okay, like this. And now for the this gives us this page, like as we see it now, but we don't want to see this. Okay, it's useless. It's for background processing. So we're going to add the keyword hidden view. Okay, like this, and also UVX. This will map the feature to the form above it, so the form knows which view to use for the searching the duplicates. So now if we refresh the page, this is going to go away, and now let's say I'm going to enter a SKU that already exists, like this one. Okay, and some item, press submit. You see, SKU already exists. Okay, let's say I add some SKU. Now it works. So I have this one here. Same thing for, let's say I copy this. I try with the item and some SKU number. Already exists. Okay, so this is how you do this. And you can have both. It's going to pop the message saying that the SKU and the item is already exist. Let's try now our exception. Let's say this one is sample and this one is the SKU number. Okay, this works. Another one. Okay, so you're allowed to have duplicates here and even a SKU. There you go. Isn't that cool? There's a keyword called hidden title, HT. Let's try this. This one. Let's say we don't want to hide the view. Okay. We just want to hide the title. Why? Who wants that? It's useful to save space, real estate on your screen, but sometimes you need the title because, let's say for example, refresh view after refresh or after submit needs the keyword. It needs the title as part of the keyword parameter. So it needs the title, but you don't want to see it. So then this is why you want to do this. So now you see the form is there, but you don't see the title. In part 1, we saw how to hide a column using the HC keyword, okay? But there's also remove column, RC, and we'll explain the difference between the two. In this case, I'm hiding the column phone, which is at the right of purchases. If we look in the table, we see that at the right of purchases, there's no phone. If I right click to inspect, we'll see that the phone is right here, okay? If I scroll up and down, you can see that oops, there's a hole there, which is normal. But the problem is that everything is still there and visible. It's just hidden for now. KTL display none. If I uncheck this, see, everything is right there. So this is not secure in any way. And by the way, if you don't want something to be visible at all costs, just use the builder and don't put the column in the first place. This is only a convenience and is mainly used for action links like this one. It's not, you should not use hide column for data. You should use remove column. Let's go back to the remove column and see what the difference is. Let's change hide for remove. Refresh. Now this time information is not there at all. We skip from one field to the other. There's nothing, you cannot unhide something. It's wiped out of the document completely. It's a bit more secure. Someone with hacking skills could just put a breakpoint and see the data before it's being displayed. So don't rely on this. It's just a bit more secure and it's useful for removing columns from a view conditionally depending on a role, for example. So the hide column is mostly used for action like this one. By using JavaScript, you could create some code that will click on this, or any of the actions if you wish to. But to be able to do that and not see the column, you must use the hide column keyword, not remove. Remove will not work anymore. So that's the difference between the two. Hide is for action links. And by the way, we have removed the column phone, and you can see that you can still filter on it. Okay, that's interesting. Let's say, but we want to do the opposite. We want to show the phone, but not filter on it. Okay, So there you will change this. Do not remove the phone, which introduces a new keyword, no filter. No filter on phone, and let's say name. Okay, so we want to prevent filtering on name and phone. So refresh. So phone is there, name is there, but now you cannot filter on those two fields. And by the way, about the no filter keyword, we used field names, but we can also use field IDs. For example, let's say field 143 is the sale. We don't want to be able to filter on this, so we can add 143. Refresh. And now you cannot filter on sale also. Okay, so it's removed. So we can use the name or the field ID. For each calendar view, KTL will add this go to date object. So now we can navigate like this, which was the big deal. You can already do this here, but now you can also do it with by year, for example. Okay, and you can even go in the future to see what your sales will be. Oh no, KTL is not that good, not yet. Of course it works with week and by day also. Okay. There's the date and time picker keyword. Let's see this little view we have here, client view. If I add DTP, this will add a date time picker. Right now it's only date. I will maybe add time eventually. And when you add this date time picker object, the way it works is that it scans from the first column going to the right, and the first field that has the date time type will be the one used by this. Okay, because you see here we have two dates, this one and this one. Well, the object will use the last purchase because it's the first one found from the left. So it applies a filter in real time. Okay, so you can scroll like this. It's going to show you all the sales for February in this case. Okay, you can choose a different month. Okay, it turns red because there's the to value is earlier than the from, which makes no sense. Okay, so let's it does not wrap around. I mean, when you go to January, from December to January, the year does not increment. That's the way the object is made. And I tried by all means to get around this. It's not easy. There's always another problem that's being caused by fixing this one. Anyway, so now you can, let's go for 2024, okay? And if it's weekly, it's gonna automatically choose 1 week later than the first date. So when you change the first one, the start, it will calculate the second date, the 2, based on this. So let's say I choose from 24th, it's gonna be from 24th to 30th. And what's nice is that, let's say I'm going to choose today. I'm going to go with monthly. And I go back. Okay, so I have this range, but I also want to add another filter that says where the name or the, do I have an amount? No. Where the name contains letter A, for example, or LA. Okay, so now you have 3 elements of filtering, and you can also change the range, and it maintains your other filters. So only the date will be changed in real time, keeping the rest. So this concludes our part 2. I hope you liked it. And stay tuned for our next tutorial. We will see the kiosk mode. And well, that's it for now. My name is Norman. Thanks for watching.